Alert, alert, alert. I have made $43,000 doing this one thing. Download your free reseller resource guide today. I constantly update and share with you discounts, favorites, tools, and resources to help you with your reselling business. After the video, click the link in the description and get your totally free guide today. Can you guess what it is? If you have been following my channel for a while, you might probably already know, but it is selling brand new, multi-quantity boutique items. And before you click away and say, I never want to do that, I'm only interested in selling thrifted items, hear me out. Hear me out a couple of minutes. I'll try to make this brief. I want you to make more money. I want you to make more money in less time on Poshmark. And the biggest way I've done that, well, I will say there's two ways. One, I really leveled up the kinds of items that I sell, and that really had a big effect. So on the thrifted side, I definitely made a lot more money in less time by raising the ASP of my items. So that is true, and I have videos on that. This video, though, is about selling boutique items because I think it's the second highest selling brand in my closet from the video that I did in 2022, and then I'll do it obviously again for 2023, but was on my rack, which is my boutique brand, which is all of the jewelry and scarves and belts and swim cover-ups and all the different things that I sell in my boutique. They all sold so much that it was my second highest selling brand in my whole closet for the year. So this is something that I don't think you should sleep on. I don't think you should completely switch completely to it. I haven't even done that. I think that there's a place for adding some portion of boutique items to your thrifted items, because we're all resellers here. We're all selling thrifted items or even new with tags items, but they're not boutique because they were in a retail environment. If you're buying liquidation, those new with tags items are not boutique. Boutique specifically means that it's being sold for the first time. So I'm going to go to my vendor's website. I'm going to order 25 of this kind of jewelry item. They've never sold it before. It's brand new from the manufacturer. They're going to send it to me and I'm going to list it and sell it. And I'm going to do that listing once. I'm going to take the photos once. I'm going to list it once, but I'll be able to sell it again and again and again and again until they're all sold out. That is why I love boutique. And that's how I've been able to make almost $50,000 now just by, I've probably only done 300 listings, total listings, but I've sold those items again and again and again. So like over the summer, there was one swimsuit cover up that I sold 3 and 4 a day. It was insane. So I think that there is a place for selling some boutique items, which are new, multi-quantity listings, and selling your thrifted. I have people that will buy a cashmere sweater that's thrifted and add a boutique necklace or scarf. I have that happen all the time. And so I think that it's nice to be able to do the one-off items that we're used to doing, the Zara dress, the Torrid dress, the cashmere sweater, the mother jeans, whatever you're thrifting. You list it, you sell it. You list it, you sell it. But you can only make so much money that way because you have to do the work every time. And so it is nice to have a balance in either a small portion, a medium portion, a big portion, whatever you want to do, where you can buy 10 of something so that you do the work once, but you can make profit and sales 10 times from the work that you did once. That's awesome. That's the beauty of boutique. So like I said, I sold over $40,000 doing it. It's almost going to be $50,000. I'm super excited. And it has been in a way that is minimal time, allowing me to make more sales. So I'm going to tell you some things that I think are worth considering and things to think about if this is something that you might want to try, because I'm so happy that I figured out about boutique. I love doing it, and I wish to share that with you. So I think that you can do multiple quantity without doing boutique if you want, but that's harder to do on the thrifted side. I did a video called Multiple Quantity Without Doing Boutique. If you are curious about that, check that out. It's kind of like, retail arbitrage and online arbitrage and things like that. So you can do that, and that's a possibility. But I'm specifically talking about boutique because I found that the COGS, the average cost of goods for boutique, is actually lower. So it's more attractive and it's a lot easier to get started. Also, if you're someone, let's say you're a part-time reseller and you only can do 1 or 2 listings a day. If you bought 10 of something, and then you only do 1 or 2 listings a day, but you have the chance to sell 10 of those 1 or 2 listings, that can make you exponentially more money than you're making now. Like if the time you took to put photos and a listing up today for a 1 item, if you did that but could sell it 10 times, that would make you money 10 times off of the work you did today. So I think that boutique is great for part-time sellers. I also think it's great for people that live in a small space. And so it's hard for you to store so many clothing items or handbags and shoes, because you could do like scarves or jewelry, things that are small. You know how many earrings you can fit in a bin? Ridiculous amount, like hundreds of earrings can fit in a bin. So if you just live in an apartment, you could have hundreds and thousands of SKUs just out of a corner of your apartment. And so it's really attractive for people that don't have a lot of space. Also, you may be looking to grow and expand, but you're in an apartment and you can't get pallets like I do because they come to my garage. You can't get pallets because you live in an apartment. You could get boutique items because they just ship, regular boxes and stuff. And so you could get boutique items, and that would be a way to grow and scale your business. So I think there's lots of positives for many, many people out there if you kind of shift your thinking a little bit. Don't forget to stop by the Rebecca the Reseller Academy, where you can find all of the products and all of the educational tools I have available for you, including all the free goodies. Here you can find coaching calls, Poshmark closet reviews, digital downloads, including my free reseller resource guide, as well as all of my courses and all of the bundles to save you lots of money. Hope you'll stop by soon at the Rebecca the Reseller Academy. So, part-time seller, someone with little space, reselling is great, but boutique can really add some scaled up profits to your business. So some of the areas where I think you could look at, I already said, were jewelry and accessories. Those are areas that I like to be in. You can do clothing, but you do have to keep in mind about size. Like you may be a person that's really passionate about selling small sizes or selling plus sizes. And so it's curated in that way, and you may want to focus on some specific sizes. For me, I felt like it was a little stressful to deal with how many sizes should I get, and what if you sell this size but you don't sell that size. I didn't like dealing with that. So I do less clothing that's size specific, but that is totally an area that you could get into. Hard goods. Some of the vendors that I work with have it's amazing the kinds of things that they have. There was one vendor that I used a while back, and it was all home goods and hard goods, and I loved it. And it was kind of like I had to stop sourcing from them because I then wanted everything. And I'm not a big decorator in my house, but everything was so cute, and I'm like, I'm just going to stop carrying these things because then I won't ever look at this website anymore, and I won't want to order all of the things on this website. So you can order for yourself, things that you want to sell, and that's a nice way to do it because you can order 10, keep 1 for you, and sell 9. But yeah, I remember that vendor was all home goods, and I was just like, this is going to get me in trouble. So you could also do pet market on Poshmark now. I don't know if it's big because I don't sell pet things, but that is an area that I'm looking to get into. So I'm sharing it here. You might beat me to it, but I think pet is an area where people often want new things. They are willing to spend, and it might be a nice Q4 thing. There's just a lot of interesting aspects to pet that I'm thinking could be really good, especially on Poshmark. So I think pet is a nice area to move into. There are men's goods, of course, that you can do. I'm less passionate about that, so that's not something I want to do, but you could get into men in boutique. And kids, I see a lot of kids super cute, in all the monochromatic kind of bohemian, I don't even know all the right words, aesthetic, knitted things that you see these little toddlers in, and they're so cute, and they're walking around with their little diaper butts. And I could totally see somebody that feels passionate about kids clothing having a super cute kids boutique on Poshmark. That would be a really fun business, and it could be really great. I'm not going to do it. I don't want to sell kids stuff, but I think it could be a really cool idea. So there's lots of areas that you can get in on. I wanted to just make that point to kind of spark your interest. I think that one of the ways that you can use boutique that's really successful for me is to use it to kind of round out the shortfalls in your closet. So for me, I live in Florida. I don't get a lot of like winter kinds of stuff. Like I can, of course, there's always stuff around, but I never really sourced a lot of it. Like I would source a certain kind of North Face jacket or spider ski gear or things like that. But I don't typically get a lot of like wintry kind of stuff, especially scarves and things like that. So for me, I really wanted to carry a lot of winter accessories, ruanas and wraps and ponchos, scarves. So I have that. That's a way to round out a shortfall in my business because I'm not sourcing those kinds of things regularly, but I can order in bulk boutique items that fulfill that need. The other thing is I wouldn't source thrifted jewelry. That wasn't something that I would deal with, but I added jewelry. So now I sell jewelry without it having to be a thrifted situation, and it's multiple quantities. So that adds another level, fills another gap. Then over the summer, when everybody's having slow sales, I usually don't. And it's not because I'm selling all the tank tops and shorts, because I'm not. I really don't buy any tank tops and I really don't buy any shorts to sell. I just don't think it's worth my time. So for me, usually that means my sales go down in the summer. So I decided to start adding boutique items that were specifically swim and resort and like vacation related. And so I would stock those like in January, and they would sell for people that went on February break. They would sell for people that went on spring break. They would sell for people that had their spring break later, because there's the March spring break people, then there's the April spring break people. Then it would sell all summer long for the people that took their summer vacations. And then it even sells in the winter because people take random cruises and vacations to warm places in the winter. So swim, even though I meant for it to be more of a summer fill in the blank kind of thing, ended up being a year-round seller for me. And like I said, this summer, I had one swim cover-up that sold 3 to 4 times a day. I couldn't keep it in stock. I had to even order with rush shipping from one of my vendors from overseas, which I never do because it's very expensive to do. But I did it because they were just selling like crazy. So the moral of the story is I think that you can identify gaps in your closet and fill them with boutique items so that you can have a more well-rounded, more regular, more dependable sales number for yourself. So you could buy the winter stuff, you could buy the summer stuff, you could add in the jewelry. I like to also add in like evergreen items, like a brown belt. Somebody's gonna always need a brown belt. I have brown belts. I buy them in bulk. I buy a lot of them. When they sell out, I either buy the same one or I find a different similar one and I restock with that. And so for me, having a brown belt as part of my boutique offerings is like a sure thing, a safe bet, and they sell all the time. So I think that there's a way that you can do boutique that ensures more success. I mean, you could do boutique very badly. You definitely could. I mean, I have made many mistakes. There are lots of people that I have heard out in the community that have made a lot of mistakes. One of them being buying from the Poshmark wholesale market. I don't think you should do that. I definitely don't. So those are the main points that I wanted to share with you. I think that boutique is definitely a winning strategy. I have figured out lots of ways to have made it a winning strategy. I do have a complete course on all the details. It's too much to go through in one video. The course I have is like 18 videos or 20 videos long about every aspect of building a profitable Poshmark boutique. And I even share my vendors list, which is not something that I share otherwise. I only share it with the people that have purchased the course because it took me a lot of time and effort to vet many of these vendors. And so I wanted it to be available to the people that were interested in really learning the nitty-gritty of building a profitable boutique. So let me know what questions you have down below about building a profitable boutique. You can check out my course in my Rebecca the Reseller Academy, and I do have a code for you for a 20% discount. Use code video20, and that will get you 20% off the Profitable Poshmark Boutique or any of the other courses that I have there. I would totally be interested in making more boutique content if I knew you guys were interested. So let me know in the comments below either what questions you have about boutique, or just say, hey, more boutique content, and I will start brainstorming ideas to share with you. But I really think that this is a big untapped area. We're always talking about what brands and thrifted and this and this and this and this. And I'm like, but the second highest brand that I sold last year was mine. It was my boutique items that I picked, that I sourced, that I did the work once, and I sell again and again. And over the course of having a boutique, I've sold almost $50,000 just in boutique sales. So this is not a completely switch to it. I'm not making millions of dollars doing this. This is a nice couple $100 to $1,000 extra sales every month from my boutique. And I am totally fine with that. I think that's great. And what would you do if you had that? If you had a couple extra $100 or $1,000 extra in sales a month from boutique, from barely working, like, I think that's a win-win. So let me know in the comments below, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.